Shalom, shalom, family and friends. So, you probably noticed that there are a few things that have changed in the way that we eat. For the most part, we eat high raw. We've ate high raw for the most part for several years, but it's easy to have let some extras slip in that are not health promoting, and so we've just gone back to basics. Very high raw. Will we eat cooked food again? Yes, we will. Obviously, I have a bunch of canned foods in there, so obviously we will eat cooked foods again. But one thing that really got me thinking, got us thinking a couple months ago. Well, John chapter 5, and I'm reading from the Young's Literal Translation. By the way, it is healing up my eczema. It's getting much, much better. And that was just eliminating the, what is that word? That's just eliminating the nightshade family for a while. I hope I'll be able to eat it again because I love tomatoes, but we'll see. Health is more important than what I want to eat or what I desire to eat. So anyway, I was there's a verse in the Bible that has always struck me as a little bit odd until I've recently run across this in other people and also in myself. And so I'm going to start at verse 1. After these things, there was a feast of the Jews. It was actually one of the fall feasts of hi, darling. Sorry. It's okay. Anyway, the Feast of the Jews, it's Yah's, one of Yah's feasts. Okay. And Yeshua went up to Jerusalem, and there is in Jerusalem, by the way, some of the feasts are supposed to go to Jerusalem, when you're not in diaspora, or when you are scattered or too far, you are exempt from that. There are other things to do locally that you can do, but that's just a little side note. And there was in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool that is called in Hebrew Besara, having 5 porches. In these were lying a great multitude of ailing, blind, lame, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For a messenger at a set time was going down in the pool and was troubling the water. A messenger, aka an angel. The first, then, having gone in after the troubling of the water, became whole of whatever sickness he was held, whatever sickness bound him. I mean, just think about an angel of Yahweh coming down and troubling the water, and then whoever gets in there first. Can you imagine the throng of people and people getting trampled just to be the first to get in there to get healed? But yeah, I imagine there was a huge crowd there. Verse 5, and there was a certain man there, being in ailment 38 years. Him, Yeshua, having seen lying, and having known that he is already a long time, he said unto him, he's been sick a very long time. Yeshua knew that when he saw him. Dost thou wish to become whole? And a lot of the versions say, do you want to get well? And the man answered, and there's a lot of stuff right here in this. The man answered, Sir, I have no man that when the water may be troubled, he may put me into the pool. And while I am coming, another doth go in before me. So he didn't really answer Yeshua's question, did he? He kind of said, well, here's an excuse. I wasn't able to get in there before. I wasn't able to be the first one in there. So therefore I'm not healed. But he didn't answer the question, do you want to be whole at all? He like completely skipped that. And here's the thing. If you don't want to get well, you're not going to do what it takes to get well. And I've seen this in some family members, like in tremendous, tremendous pain, but not willing to do what it takes to get well. Keep turning to doctors that have no solutions, drugs that only mask pain. And it's very heartbreaking to watch, but there's nothing I can do. They have to come to that realization of their own. And there's someone else I can think of who is also in tremendous pain, whose God is the doctors and the medications. I mean, literally worships the doctors to the point that if she needs to make an appointment, she'll take whatever the doctor gives her and will not reschedule it to fit her schedule. Her schedule's not as important as the doctor's schedule. That is what she worships. She was also married to a doctor, so if that tells you anything else, so that elevated her position in society. But I'm sure on the surface they want to get well. But the real question, the real root of that question is, do you want to do what it takes to get well? And that doesn't just include physical health, that includes mental health as well. And that's one thing that we have really come to the conclusion is, whatever it takes, we want to be healthy in mind, body, and soul. And that doesn't come from eating dead things. If you look in the Bible, Genesis 1:29, the original food that Yahweh gave mankind was fruits and vegetables and herbs of the field. And that was the first diet of mankind. That is the optimum diet of mankind. Now, there are verses in the Bible that say that he later allows mankind to eat other animals. But that is not the optimal diet, is it? I mean, does eating death actually give life? I've never seen that in nature. And then the answer is no. You can't eat something that's dead and get life from it. It's very disturbing when you think about what are you willing to do to get well. And most of the time when people face a healing crisis or some significant sickness, be it cancer or diabetes or something that they cannot heal on their own, that the doctors have given up hope on, or they want to poison you to try to give health. That death never brings life. Death never brings life until you get to the resurrection. But it is amazing that how many times we see death in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, and we don't do what it takes to bring life. To the Bible tells us that the life is in the blood. That's why we're not supposed to eat blood, because the blood still cries out even after you're dead. The life is in the blood. And how many of us are walking around with death in our blood? It just really has been weighing on my heart lately that I have to do whatever it takes to get my body healthy. And so part of that is working with my mind, working with my memories, finding ways to forgive past offenses, and working through that, of what people have done to me over the years. And that's no easy task, I can promise you that. But it is worth it. And the other thing that we've been doing physically is eating a high raw diet. And by high raw, I mean like pretty much everything is raw for me. Now, Todd and Kelsey are eating some cooked foods here and there, but for me, I'm eating high raw, and like the only thing I'm eating cooked is like sauces and condiments and that kind of thing, because I'm trying to repair my body from where I have abused it over the years, by eating things that are not life-giving but are harbingers of death. And Todd and I actually did this a raw food for a while back, and when we were doing it, I was like, I felt amazing. I would wake up with so much energy and just ready to start my day. And since then, since we stopped, I have not had that energy again. And after 3 weeks, I'm starting to feel it come back, and I am loving it. I feel more alive. I've lost several inches off my waist. Let's see, I think about 5 total in 3 weeks. And I have, I think about 5 inches. I've lost about 13 pounds-ish. And that's in 3 weeks. I'm seeing the rash go away, because I really do believe this was caused by food, by a leaky gut, and it is going away. I have ink on my finger, but it is going away. I mean, you can see it is nowhere near like it was just 3 weeks ago. Actually, just 2 weeks ago. It's improved so much. You can look back at my my videos of the product reviews, and you can see my hands in his, or the crochet, the pattern for the walker bag pattern, and you can see my hands were just atrocious. And that is so, I mean, if you've never experienced eczema to the level that it affects your nervous system, it was my nerves were involved. It even got so bad at one point that I had it in my nail beds, and so that's really miserable. So when I think of, and I'm not being judgmental, because I know how hard it is to change what you've been doing. I know how hard that is. And so I'm not judging people. I don't want to judge anyone, but I just want to ask you, how sick do you have to be before you do what it takes to get well? And that's what I'm going to end this video with. Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom. And I pray that you are healthy in heart, mind, body, and soul today. Yahweh bless you.